nurses and specialists in the room, and it'd be useful to get your perspective of your story. When did you become poorly? How long were you unwell? There's a few questions I've got set, but to be honest, they're just pointers. I just want to hear what you have to say about your experience, really.
Well, the condition I have is polycystic kidney disease. So this is where you don't get the symptoms. You don't get any symptoms until quite later on. But a scan when I was 20, that was a long time ago, showed that I have polycystic kidney. But there's no symptoms until you're like 40, or you start feeling more tired and so forth, and your blood pressure has to be controlled when you're like in your 30s, so your blood pressure starts rising. Other than that, it's slow progression, but that's my experience. But it can be quicker for some people.
Just going back, if you tell me a bit about yourself and what you do, and your family, that might help to put your story into context, to see how it impacted on you.
Okay. I live in Birmingham, work there as a healthcare scientist in cardiology, so I'm looking at ECGs, ECG analysis, Holter analysis, stress, exercise tolerance tests, and so forth. So I do diagnostic tests, and I'm now 49, and I found out I've got the disease when I was 20, yeah, so it hasn't really affected me so much. I've been quite lucky. Yeah, you just slow down, you get a bit tired more frequently. Same at work, and work is brilliant as well, because they refer you to occupational health, and they look after you really well in the NHS. So yes, I've been lucky.
And is there any kind of family history of something like this?
Okay, polycystic kidney disease is inherited. It's from my mom's side, so there's 50% chance of passing it down to the children. So it's me and my brother. We both got it, unfortunately. But it's one of those diseases which can be managed really well. So we've come out quite well from it, and we both had transplants. My mother has had a transplant. She's had a transplant for over 20 years now, and it's only now starting to fail. So she's back on dialysis again. So one transplant can last 20 years or more. So my transplant was last year in March, and my brother has now 2 years. He's here as well. Is it 2 years now?
It's nearly 4 years now.
4 years. 4 years. So
yeah. When did you find out you needed to have a transplant? I know you said you were kind of reasonably stable by the sounds of it, but it must have been a point where this discussion started to happen. When was that?
Well, I knew that this would require a transplant a long time ago when my mom had a transplant in 1995. So I knew this would, at some point the transplant would be required, and dialysis before that. So now I've been lucky because when my kidney function was slowed, it hasn't progressed so fast. So they put you on the transplant list, waiting list, after your kidney function drops to like 15% or less. That's when you go on the transplant list. So, and even then, you're still working. I was working. I was fit. I didn't need any special support or anything like that at work.
Thank you
And
so much.
nobody knew I had kidney disease until I had to tell them I need surgery, I need transplant and so forth. So and then when it dropped to below 10%, that was No, that was like a few months before the transplant. I needed dialysis, which was only, it lasted like 2 months maximum, and it was, and then I was called for transplant, because they found a perfectly matching kidney. And so it was from someone that died, and didn't tell me, obviously they don't tell you much about the donor. All I know is a female and not from Birmingham. That's all the information I've got about the donor. So, no.
So it sounds like in some ways it's been quite a usual case in the sense it's quite short-term dialysis and then you found the right person. But I think we're all aware of people who sometimes have many weeks, months, years of waiting. That's certainly a friend of mine who speaks to before. He's going into kidney transplantation waiting several years, and that's a very stressful time. I suppose the thoughts of it, or maybe you were prepared because your mother was not around as well, but did it impact you in any negative way at all? The waiting, the uncertainty, or?
Not really, no. I think I was put on the transplant waiting list in 2017, and in 2019 March I was called for the transplant. So the waiting really didn't seem that long, to be honest. When they called me, I was thinking, wow, so quick. It really seemed like I hadn't been waiting at all. Really, because I wasn't on dialysis, I was quite well. I was lucky that way. Some renal failure patients, they're not so lucky. They end up having to be on dialysis. I was on peritoneal dialysis as well, so I didn't have the fistula and all that. So it was quite easy for me. It was quite easy.
So with your experience in your family, or maybe other people you may have come across in hospital, do you think if there was an extended period of dialysis or waiting, do you think that would have an impact on anybody in a negative way?
Well, yeah, my mom used to, she's on dialysis now. It seems, it looks quite difficult because she's on now again, she's on hemodialysis 3 times a week. She gets on with her life, she just gets on with it. And I think she's on the waiting list, transplant waiting list again. But yeah, it's, I was actually expecting hemodialysis as well, and but they in Birmingham they encouraged peritoneal dialysis for me, and which didn't quite work so well with me because it basically involves putting a tube into your abdomen, going to the peritoneum, and the tube always leaked and so forth. So it wasn't so smooth, but it wasn't that difficult either because it only lasted maximum a couple of months, and yeah, I was ready for transplant. So, yeah.
And post-transplant, you've had transplant almost a year now. Is there any problems, or how's it gone on since then? Do you have to have follow-up, or what's the...
I've been lucky again. Thank God, the kidney has been working really well, the transplanted kidney. Some people get rejections, others, I don't know, mine's been, it actually took about a week to wake up. The kidneys doesn't work for about a week, and they waited, and then after a week it kicked in. Yeah, I was just hoping for the best. They said it does take time, and if it doesn't wake up, we'd have to do biopsies and all that, so I was ready and all of that. But it didn't happen. It started working, and it worked well. So now, from a kidney perspective, it's been really well, really good. There has been no problems with the transplanted kidney, but because I've been immunosuppressed, as you know, with the new kidney, other complications cropped up, and I've been getting infections, diarrhea, things like that. So yeah, these minor complications come up, which are manageable. But the kidney itself, I've been working fine. Yeah.
Well, you were here this morning as well, weren't you? I think, yeah. So when you're hearing different views on as well, and you include this experience with your family as well, so you've got like a nice round of experience there. What do you feel? Do you have any thoughts about, people are saying you should, particularly Muslim people are saying some are for it, some are against transplant. I don't know what your thoughts are. I know that you use some sort of kind of final decision, but what are your thoughts, what are you feeling when you hear these kind of discussions going on?
Well, it's like Sheikh Abdulaziz said, it's life, and you're enhancing someone's life. I actually asked one of the scholars about this transplant, about donation, live donation. He gave it the green light. He said, yeah, just because of my age, he said preferably someone over 30 and someone healthy. Yeah. He said, yeah, if you can find someone, go for it. So, as for donation after death, I wasn't sure about it myself, but I have no hesitation now to, because I got it from a cadaver. Mine's cadaveric transplant. My brother's was a live donor. He had someone he knew who came forward, and Afro-Caribbean as well. So it was a good match. So so from all of this, from this experience, I had no issues. I haven't opted out. That would be selfish, I think. Even from that perspective, I think you have to think of it like that as well. If you're taking, if you're willing to take, you have to be willing to do as well. So,
now, I just wanted to mention this. Ibrahim took brought this to my attention, but actually a really interesting little project with this. So I'll let you explain it and tell me what it's about.
Okay, this is something my sister and my brother's wife has produced with my nieces. They've produced this about my brother's experience and their experience as a family of kidney disease and transplant.
This is Ibrahim's brother's wife and children talking about their experience, about what their father went through, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think the proceeds of this go to some kidney charity. It's a nice little booklet about my brother's experience.
It's got drawings for the children.
From a children's perspective as well. It's really
interesting take on.
Yeah.
There's some kidneys there, polycystic ones.
The polycystic kidney disease is it's where the kidneys progressively grow and with cysts and progressively fail, basically. So it's like my brother said. It's like you're pregnant with twins for life. I've still got my native kidneys, so it's like, I'm basically walking around with 3 kidneys. So I'm still pregnant with twins. But it's manageable. It's not so.
Do they continue to grow in that?
Yeah, they could. Yeah. So they will need to at some point. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's life. Just have to live with it. I mean, the positives outweigh any negatives there. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Fantastic. Any questions from the floor? By your brain?
I'm one of the kidney specialists at Salford. I was just wondering how quickly you started to feel better after the transplant operation.
My case was really slow. I didn't take the surgery really well. First thing I had after the surgery was the esophageal, some inflammation in my lower esophagus, and I couldn't eat any solids for like 2 weeks or so. Yeah, so it was just liquid diet. And then I got diarrhea, and I struggled quite a lot after surgery, post-transplant. But the kidney was perfectly fine. It was functioning well, and it's just the other company. It was slow. So the transplant was in March, and I was back to work in July. Yeah, end of July.
So the first couple of months sound like they were quite difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my experience. Others probably have a different experience. Yeah, I think my brother was probably better off with his transplant. Yes.
How often you see your nurse specialist or GP or surgeon?
Yeah, initially it was every week, and then every 2 weeks, and then every month. Now it's every 6 weeks. So it just gets progressively
6
smaller.
weeks, Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Are there any things in terms of diet or lifestyle which you can't do? Restrictions or something?
No, that's only during dialysis. You have some fluid restrictions, but now I haven't been advised to. Just the usual advice: exercise, eat well. That's general advice, but there's no restrictions in diet or anything like this after transplant. Yeah.
You were with immunosuppressant for some time after
You are immunosuppressants.
Yes, this is for life. So yeah, you have to have 2 types of immunosuppressants and a steroid for life. I think in Manchester they dropped the steroid after a while, but Birmingham says we have to have it. They believe it prolongs kidney life. So the immunosuppressants are for life. And one of the surgeons said, one of the physicians said at Birmingham, he said you're basically fighting the body because the body is fighting the kidney. But the body wins in the end. That's the unfortunate thing. So it will be rejected at some point. It was a long time, but yeah, the body wins.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim, for your words.